While some put in hard work, dedication, and proper diet to build their muscles, some have decided to cheat the system by using steroids, injecting oil, and alcohol to build themselves into a Hulk in just a month. From a man who hit the headlines for his alarming use of synthol to a man who was forced to undergo surgery to remove excess oils in his biceps. Here is a countdown of the top 10 weirdest fake bodybuilders ever. Number 10. Romario dos Santos Alves. Brazilian Romario dos Santos Alves is probably the best example of people who have chosen to cheat the world in the fitness industry. He was passionate about bodybuilding and wanted to pursue it as a professional career. And so Alves entered the fitness world doing everything right, including taking the correct diet and working out, among other recommended natural bodybuilding strategies. And by the time Alves was 22 years old, he had achieved a strong physique. But it seems he was still not content, and the desire for more muscles led him to fall into peer influence, and he was introduced to the dark world of fitness where he started using synthol. And as his biceps started to bulge in a few months, Alves was so excited. He became such a star in the city that every bodybuilder would desire to model their physique after him. And the praises and pride that came with it caused him to want more, and so he kept injecting the oil, making him addicted to synthol. But as he added more and more synthol into his body, the impact of excess synthol started to take a toll on him. It became hazardous to his health. His muscles started to solidify, but he could not see this as a warning sign to stop. He was already addicted. Alves went ahead to buy special needles that are designed to inject bulls with, so he could easily force them into his muscles and take in as much synthol as he wished. He lost his job and became depressed, and he even attempted suicide. News of the impact of synthol on his body hit the headlines, and he even suffered kidney failure. He got to the level of getting his arms amputated. But luckily, Alves has reformed and now wants to follow his old dream of becoming a pro bodybuilder, but cleanly. He even dreams of having his own gym and training future pro bodybuilders. Number 9. Gracyanne Barbosa. If you thought fake bodybuilding is only a practice of men, then this lady is enough to prove you wrong. Gracyanne Barbosa is a Brazilian lady who has decided to take her passion for bodybuilding into modeling. And sure enough, she has managed to become an internet sensation with her sexual suggestive workout positions. She receives more attention through her TikTok and Instagram videos, which she posts regularly. In fact, she prides herself on about 6 million followers on Instagram. This has made her a famous brand ambassador, promoting various products around the world. And unlike men who turn to drugs to achieve their desired Hulk frame, Barbosa has acquired her chiseled frame naturally. However, the main controversy that brings her onto this list is because she is alleged to have used fake weights in workouts to make herself appear more powerful than she actually is. Indeed, a clear view of her fitness videos is enough to tell you why she keeps receiving harsh criticism from real bodybuilders. In some posts, you'll see her lifting ridiculous weights, which when compared to her frame is enough to buckle her. But she does it with so much ease that you'll want to think her frame is made of an iron rod. Number 8. Edouard Spyk Gheur. There is nothing wrong with wanting to fill the muscles, and each one of us would love that. But why not do it the right way? Why make it a life-risking obsession? Now, one fake bodybuilder who sacrificed his life in the name of seeking a swollen physique is Edouard Gheur. He was born in Belgium, but when his parents migrated to South Africa, he got obsessed with drugs. He used steroids to swell his biceps for 15 years straight. This abuse of steroids definitely damaged his body. At one saddening moment, his aorta exploded. He had just returned home from the gym, and while he was preparing dinner, he felt a sharp pain in his heart like a knife stab. When he was rushed to the hospital, the paramedics discovered that his aorta had ruptured. He underwent emergency surgery that left him in a coma for almost a week. Luckily, he was able to recover, but the steroids had damaged his brain so much that he could not live long. Number 7. Brazilian Hulk brothers. If there are bodybuilders that would shock you to death, then they are these two Brazilian brothers, Tony Geraldo and Alvaro Pereira. These guys were so skinny growing up, but the way they grew to achieve a swollen physique in just a short time can make you think you're living in the world of fantasy. The size of their solid bodies is truly great, enough to be South America's answer to Popeye. In fact, the circumference of their biceps is around 70 centimeters, which is incredible. They desired to be bodybuilders from a young age, and sure enough, they went ahead to pursue their childhood dream. Geraldo and Pereira have both been blamed for using synthol to boost their muscles. However, they have kept denying the allegations. But by looking at their colossal biceps, you can begin to see why they are a point of controversy in the fitness industry. Number 6. Arlindo de Souza. Arlindo de Souza is another Brazilian bodybuilder who has chosen to use shortcuts to shock the world with his Hulk body. I'm looking at Arlindo and I'm beginning to ask myself whether Brazil is the official land of fake bodybuilders. Somebody tell me what's going on in Brazil. Maybe the country should put strict regulations on the use of synthol and steroids. Arlindo de Souza was so skinny growing up. In fact, people used to tease him for being thin. But today you look at him and you're like, wait a minute, bro, is this you? His jacked up body alone is enough proof that he is a fake bodybuilder. He claims to have the biggest biceps in the country at an impressive 19 inches around. He was introduced to synthol at his local gym and he has been injecting his arms with the product for several years. His arms have swollen to a level that he is now at risk of losing them. Sadly, when he went to the hospital to seek surgery, he was turned down by the doctors, who told him that they can't operate on him unless it was a medical emergency. Number 5. Brad Castleberry. Though Brad Castleberry has a natural frame and muscles, he is considered the biggest joke in the fitness industry. He was into fitness since he was young, considering that his father and grandfather were very much into fitness and gym. Though he was a serious footballer, he decided to focus on professional bodybuilding. Sadly, he has been criticized so much due to claims of using fake weights in his videos and using Photoshop to edit some of his social media posts to make him look like he can lift more than he actually can. Though Brad has denied all the claims, looking at his online videos and posts, you begin to see why he is the most hated in the fitness world. Number 4. Kenny O'Neill. Another person who has chosen to use fake means to rise to weightlifting fame is Canadian Kenny O'Neill. This guy pumped a lot of synthol into his shoulders, so much so that they bulged, forming 2 huge pads at his back. He became famous for featuring in several shows and looked like you'd want to consider a perfect fitness model. But it was until he came out to reveal what he used to do to his shoulders that the whole world was lost for words. But even before coming out to reveal that he was using drugs, he was already being criticized for faking. Number 3. Gregg Valentino. If there is a man whose name has hit the headline for all the bad reasons in the fitness industry, then it's none other than Gregg Valentino. Initially, he was an honest bodybuilder doing everything right and winning trophies for his dexterity in the bodybuilding profession. But from 2008 to 2011, he became a point of interest in the media for his excessive use of synthol to pump up his muscles. His muscles ended up bulging so much that they became unnatural. Sadly, he paid the price the hard way when his biceps punctured, leading to huge blood loss and infections. He was also arrested and sentenced for selling steroids. Number 2. Valdir Segato. Valdir Segato is another fake bodybuilder from Brazil whose case is a bit unique. This guy seems to have realized the presence of synthol too late in his adulthood. Or maybe his dream to become a bodybuilder came late. It wasn't until age 50 that Segato decided to swell his body using unnatural means. If you ask me, 50 is a graceful age to retire peacefully, not to start showing how jacked you can be. But that was Segato's dream, and surely he went ahead and injected synthol into his body, but the results were horrifying. His biceps grew to a staggering 23 inches from just 12 inches in a short period. He earned respect in his local city and was even nicknamed the Monster. Fame, however, turned into regret, and at one point Segato ended up in hospital for several days after injecting a cocktail of anabolic steroids. Number 1. Kiril Tereshin. Russian bodybuilder Kiril Tereshin is one man whose dream has been to be a professional fighter, and so he thought the best way to achieve his dream would be to inject himself with huge doses of synthol to bulk up. This led to his muscles increasing massively, and he felt good about that. He became so addicted to the drug that he would inject himself with huge doses of synthol, making his temperature rise to 40 degrees, a real danger zone. His muscles started to form rocks within. The sad thing is that even after becoming an MMA fighter, he has realized that his hulk of a body has not helped him in the ring. In fact, in his debut fight, he was seriously destroyed. Luckily, he underwent surgery recently to drain the huge jelly in his arms, which was becoming lethal. Well, it's good to see him back to his senses, after realizing his gimmicks were not doing good both to his reputation and health. Thanks for watching.